My partner prioritized her friend's birthday celebration over being by my side after I was seriously injured in an accident. Now, I'm grappling with doubts about our entire relationship. This all unfolded about 2 weeks ago, and I'm still trying to make sense of it. I could use some external insight because I'm unsure if I'm blowing this out of proportion, or if it's as troubling as it feels. Let me give you some context to better understand the situation. My girlfriend, Emily, and I have been a couple for 2 years. We share a home, divide expenses, and are fully committed. I'm employed in tech sales and recently earned a promotion to senior account manager, a goal I'd been chasing for over a year. The promotion brought a 40% salary boost and secured my career path. That day started on a high note. At around 3 p.m., my boss called me into his office to share the great news about my promotion. I was ecstatic. My first instinct was to message Emily. "Sweetheart, I got the promotion. It's official. Want to celebrate at that steakhouse you love tonight?" Her reply was tepid. "That's awesome, babe, but I'm tied up tonight with Sarah's birthday party." You knew about it. I vaguely recalled her mentioning Sarah's birthday, but I assumed a milestone this significant in my life would take precedence. Sarah's a college friend Emily sees a few times a year, while this promotion was a game changer for us. I tried again. "I understand, but this is a huge moment. Could you maybe join the party late after dinner with me?" Her response stung. "Don't be self-centered, Jake. A friend's birthday only happens once a year. Your promotion isn't going anywhere. We'll celebrate later." The word self-centered didn't sit right, but I didn't want to argue, so I said okay and decided to grab drinks with colleagues instead. Fast forward to about 9 p.m. I was leaving O'Connell's bar near my office, where my team and I had gone to toast the promotion. While texting my friend Tom to plan meeting up later, I stepped into a crosswalk. I didn't notice the Toyota Camry speeding through a red light. Suddenly, I was sprawled on the asphalt, surrounded by shouting bystanders. My left leg felt off, terribly off. Blood trickled down my face, and every breath sent searing pain through my ribs. Someone called 911, and the paramedics were fantastic, quickly stabilizing me and rushing me to the hospital. I had a fractured tibia and 3 broken ribs. It could have been worse, but I faced surgery and a long recovery. Here's where things took a darker turn. In the ER, on pain meds but still lucid, I learned I'd need surgery the next morning. The doctors needed an orthopedic specialist and wanted more scans to rule out internal bleeding, so I had to fast overnight. All I wanted was Emily's voice, her presence. I was terrified, alone, and in pain. I called her around 11 p.m. "Jake, what's going on?" "I'm at Sarah's party." "Emily, I was hit by a car. I'm in the hospital. Can you come?" Silence for about 10 seconds. Then, "Are you for real? How bad is it?" "Pretty serious. Broken leg, broken ribs, surgery tomorrow." Another pause with music and laughter in the background. "Can it wait until morning? I'm in the middle of Sarah's thing, and everyone's here. It'd be awkward to leave now." I was stunned. "Emily, I was hit by a car. I'm asking you to come to the hospital. You're clearly okay enough to call me. Try to rest or call your mom. We're doing karaoke, and I already paid for bottle service. I'll come tomorrow, all right?" Then she hung up. I stared at my phone for maybe 20 minutes. A nurse asked if I needed her to call anyone else. I ended up calling my mom, who's 3 states away, and my friend Tom. Tom dropped everything and was there within an hour. But what really hit me was this. Around midnight, Emily posted an Instagram story from the party, drink in hand, beaming with the caption, "Girls' night is the best. Friends are forever priorities." Meanwhile, I was lying in a hospital bed with a shattered leg. Worse still, several colleagues witnessed the accident right outside our office building. A dramatic scene with an ambulance and police. By morning, word had spread at work. So imagine this. My coworkers know I'm badly hurt, they're sending flowers and support, and then they see my girlfriend's Instagram post, partying that same night with a caption about priorities. I had surgery the next morning. Tom stayed the entire time. Emily didn't show up or even text. She finally messaged me the next afternoon. "Hey, hope surgery went well. Sarah's party was wild, lol. When are you back home?" That's when it sank in. I started recalling other times she'd done this. When I earned my MBA 2 years ago, she skipped my graduation dinner for a wine tasting outing with friends. When my grandfather passed last year, she attended his funeral but left early because her college roommate was visiting. There's always been someone else's priority over supporting me during key moments. I'm still in the hospital, day 3 after surgery, and I keep asking myself, if your partner can't be there when you're in the ER, when will they ever be there? Tom has been incredible, taking time off to help me post-discharge. Meanwhile, Emily visited once for about 20 minutes, mostly on her phone, grumbling about the costly parking garage. Reddit, I need clarity. Am I overreacting? Can this relationship be saved? Or am I finally seeing her true character? Edit. Thanks for the responses. Someone asked about the Instagram post. It's still up. Several coworkers have seen it. And it's not doing her reputation any favors at the office. Update 1. Wow, I didn't expect such a response. Thank you all for helping me see this clearly. I left the hospital 3 days ago. Emily drove me home, but complained the whole time about leaving work early and the hospital parking fees. She never asked how I was feeling or if I needed anything. The first couple of days at home were eye-opening. I'm on crutches, barely mobile, and need help with basic tasks. Emily's idea of caring, for me, was leaving a sandwich on the counter and saying she was going out with friends because staying home was bad for her mental health. But yesterday brought the real wake-up call. While laid up, I reflected on our relationship patterns. You were right, this wasn't a one-time thing. So, I made a list of times Emily wasn't there when it counted. My MBA graduation dinner, chose wine tasting, my grandfather's funeral, left early for a friend's visit, my job interview for this role, picked brunch with her sister. Then times I dropped everything for her. Drove 4 hours when her car broke down, skipped my cousin's wedding to support her through a friend breakup, left a work conference early when she had a panic attack. The contrast was painful. But it gets worse. Yesterday, my coworker Mark stopped by with work documents. He seemed uneasy and finally said, "Man, I hate to bring this up, but people at work are talking." Apparently, Emily's Instagram post from the night of my accident is circulating. Posted at midnight, right after my hospital call, its priorities caption while I was in surgery isn't sitting well with colleagues or mutual friends. Mark said the reaction is unanimous. People are appalled. The guys call it heartless. The women are even more critical. Lisa from accounting said, "I wouldn't treat an ex like that, let alone my boyfriend." Even those who barely know Emily are shocked. But here's the thing. Emily doesn't know people are aware. She either thinks she's been discreet or doesn't see the issue. She even said yesterday, "I think your coworkers don't like me. They act weird when I visit." Last night, I decided. I called Tom, who's been a rock, and asked if he could help me move out this weekend. I can't lift much, but I can pack and oversee. Tom immediately agreed to take the day off. I haven't told Emily yet. I'm acting normal while I get organized. I found a small one-bedroom apartment across town with a short-term lease. It's simple but mine. I plan to leave Saturday during her weekly yoga class, packing what I can. She'll come home to a half-empty house and a note on the counter. I keep wondering if I should try talking it out, see if she can change. But then I recall lying in that hospital bed, calling the person I loved, and being told bottle service at a party trumped my emergency. Tom said something that stuck. "Jake, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. She's shown you repeatedly. How much more are you willing to take?" I think he's right. I've been excusing her behavior for 2 years, hoping she was someone she's not. The hardest part is I do love her, but I'm realizing loving someone isn't the same as being loved in return. I've been the one doing all the loving. I'll update after I move out. Wish me luck. Update 2. Wow, you guys. I wasn't ready for what happened after moving out. Saturday went as planned. Tom and 2 other friends helped me pack and move while Emily was at yoga. I took only my belongings, careful not to touch anything of hers. My leg still limits me, so I mostly directed while they handled the heavy stuff. We cleared out in about 3 hours. I left a note on the kitchen counter where she'd see it. "Emily, I needed you once, truly needed you, and you chose someone else. That says everything about our relationship and my place in it. I hope Sarah's birthday was worth it. Don't contact me, Jake. I turned off my phone and went to my new place. Sunday morning, I turned it back on to find 47 missed calls and 23 texts from Emily. Early texts were confused. Where are you? Your stuff's gone. What's going on? Then angry. Are you really doing this over one mistake? This is absurd. Then defensive. I didn't know it was that bad. You sounded okay on the phone. Then manipulative. I was scared of hospitals. You know I can't handle blood. Then desperate. Please call me. We can fix this. Finally, victim mode. I can't believe you're abandoning me like this. You're just like every other guy. I didn't reply and blocked her number. But the drama didn't stop. Sunday night, my friend Alex, who knows both of us, called. Emily showed up at his place crying, saying I vanished over a minor disagreement, and asking him to convince me to return. Alex, a solid friend, said, Emily, everyone knows what happened. Jake was hit by a car, and you chose a party. That's not minor to anyone but you. She stood there, mumbled it wasn't like that, and left. Monday morning things escalated. I'm working remotely due to my leg, but during a team video call, my phone blew up with group texts, Instagram DMs, and even LinkedIn messages. Emily had spent Sunday night and Monday morning spinning her version of events to mutual friends. I was emotionally controlling, punishing her for having a social life, and couldn't handle her independence. But my coworkers already knew the truth, and that Instagram post was still circulating. Emily was clearly scrambling. According to Alex, she was calling friends repeatedly, showing up at their places, and trying to get mutual acquaintances to talk sense into me. The more desperate she got, the worse it looked. People started dodging her calls. By Monday evening, her story was unraveling. Sarah, the birthday girl, messaged me directly, saying Emily never mentioned my accident during the party. Had she known, Sarah would have insisted Emily leave. No birthday is worth that, she said. I'm horrified she used my party as an excuse. Emily's social circle was turning on her too. Alex said their group chat went silent when she posted, and she was left out of recent weekend plans. She's reportedly paranoid, asking if people are mad at her and getting defensive when no one responds directly. Tuesday brought more. Someone at work shared the story anonymously on a company Slack channel as a hypothetical scenario. The response was universal shock and disgust. When people connected it to me, Emily's reputation at her job, her company works with mine, started to suffer. Word spread through a mutual client, and her boss's assistant heard the full story. Now Emily's getting the cold shoulder at her workplace, especially from women. Someone said she was excluded from a women's lunch, a first for her. Wednesday, Emily showed up at my new apartment. I saw her through the window and almost didn't answer, but I knew I'd have to face this eventually. She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept. We need to talk, she said. I stayed in the doorway. There's nothing to discuss, Emily. That night I made a mistake. I was drunk, panicked, and didn't realize how serious it was. You hung up on me when I said I was in the hospital. I know I messed up, but I can do better. What struck me was her tears seemed rehearsed, like she was crying because it was expected, not because she grasped her actions. Emily, when was the last time you asked how I'm doing, physically, emotionally, anything? She opened her mouth then closed it. She couldn't answer. I have 3 broken ribs and a fractured leg. I'll need months of physical therapy. I can barely sleep from the pain. In 2 weeks you've never once asked how I'm coping. Even now you haven't asked. She cried harder, but I was done. You showed me the difference between someone who loves you and someone who's just used to you being there. I hope we both learn from this. I closed the door. She stayed outside for about 10 minutes, occasionally knocking softly, then left. I haven't heard from her since. Strangely, I feel lighter, like I'd been carrying a burden I didn't notice. Tom came over last night with pizza, and we hung out like old times. He said I seem more like myself than I have in years. I start physical therapy Monday. Work is supportive, my friends have my back, and my new apartment, though small, is calm. I wonder what would have happened if I'd stayed, accepted her apology, and tried again. Would she have changed, Or would I have just taught her she could treat me as an afterthought and I'd always return? I think I know the answer. Thanks, Reddit, for helping me see clearly when I needed it most. Edit. The Instagram post is gone, but friends had already screenshot it. Final update. I thought I was done updating, but Emily showed up at my apartment yesterday, and you deserve the full story. It's been nearly a week since we last spoke. I'm doing well. Physical therapy is progressing, work is solid, and I'm reconnecting with friends I drifted from while with Emily. Tom noted I'd become isolated from my friend group, something I hadn't realized. Yesterday around 6 p.m., I heard a knock. Through the peephole, I saw Emily holding a fancy care package with snacks and tea. Part of me wanted to ignore her, but avoiding her forever wasn't practical with shared social circles. I opened the door but didn't invite her in. I brought this for your recovery, she said, holding up the basket. That's kind, but I don't need it. I replied evenly. Mike, please, can we talk for 5 minutes? Against my instincts, I let her in. She sat on the couch. I stayed standing, partly because sitting hurts, but mostly to keep things formal. I've been reflecting, she began. I haven't been a good partner. I stayed silent. I talked to my therapist, who helped me see I prioritize others to avoid conflict. I was scared Sarah would be upset if I left her party. So you cared more about Sarah's feelings than me being injured. She paused. When you say it like that, yeah, it's messed up. I see that now. I sat across from her. Emily, do you recall what you said when I called from the hospital? You told me to sleep it off or call my mom, like my injuries were trivial. I was scared facing surgery and needed the person I love. You dismissed me. She cried, and this time it felt more genuine. I replay that call every day. I hate myself for it. I don't want you to hate yourself, I said. But I can't be in a relationship where I'm always second to everyone else. You're not. You're the most important. Name one time in the past year you put me first when it mattered. She couldn't. I could list countless times I prioritized her, over family, work, friends, but not once could she reciprocate. I can change, she said. Maybe you can, but not with me. You need to learn to value the people you care about, and I can't be your test subject while you do. I deserve someone who knows to drop everything when I'm in the hospital. So 2 years together, and you're just done? Yeah, I'm done. She sat crying quietly for a few minutes, then said something unexpected. You're right. I put others first because it's easier than letting them down. I took you for granted, knowing you'd always forgive me. I'm truly sorry, Jake, for how I treated you. It was her first sincere apology. I appreciate that, I said. I really do. As she left, she turned back. I hope you can forgive me someday for your sake. After she was gone, I sat reflecting. She seemed to finally grasp her actions, not just the fallout. Tom asked later how I felt. Sad but not regretful, I said. I'm sad 2 years ended this way. Sad she had to lose me to learn her lesson, but I don't regret leaving. My ribs are healing, my legs improving, and I start a new work project next week. Tom and I are planning a guys' weekend next month when I'm mobile. I'm good, truly good. Thanks, Reddit, for giving me the strength I needed.